live stream the meeting. Sometimes it takes longer than that connection. Hopefully we'll be here done redirecting. That's perfect. So I have my YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube and we're ready to begin. Let me put that in my notes. The YouTube link that we have it and everything is set to go. And I save and we're ready. Okay, welcome everyone. If you have any questions about personal issues, stay with me after class and I'll go over that with you. There are a couple of emails that I received that I think that I have made assignments in terms of grading of the assignments. I've sent a couple of people, right? You should have gotten it, Daniel, a couple of those students that you can clarify. Yeah. And if it's not still clarified for you, stay with me after class. Okay, welcome everyone. Hope to see everybody's camera on and we're ready to begin. The exams, I went over it. It'll be open for you on Wednesday, but in general, people did well. The exam is curved. We'll talk about the curve. I'm just waiting for a couple of other students, so I'm waiting on that curve. So we'll go over it on Wednesday about the curve, but I can tell you most of you do not have to worry about that. So what I want to concentrate on is today is October 21st, and the rest from now to the rest of the semester, I want to spend quite a bit of time on our projects. And our projects everybody will be doing it as a group project. I suggest that you keep the same groups that you have, and then we can continue. What I do want to make sure is to go over it in detail today. And Daniel, if we have some time, maybe we'll do a breakout room to suggest for our students to go through that. Okay? And stay with me. And I need a couple of people to moderate the chat. Do I have any volunteers for today for class participation? Okay, Julian, and someone want to join Julian? Unmic yourself.
Yeah,
okay. Rhett, okay. So Rhett and Julian will be doing that today. So please set that up and let me know, folks, if there's something that I need to address. Otherwise, we'll get started. So I'm recording. All the recordings are done, so I'm going to share my screen. We know the role here. You see my screen. I'm opening up. We see people entering the room, so we have that. So we know we're on YouTube as well. Okay, and these are things that I wanted you to do, Daniel. There's a couple of things. If I go to the course syllabus, let's even look at that for 1 second here. And if I go down to my course syllabus, is
yeah, this I need to update.
The course syllabus, right?
Yeah, the date from the exam.
Yeah, so if you can update the course syllabus. But what I wanted to make sure that everyone knows is on November 18th, we will have the second exam. It will be in the same place in the School of Business 210 computer lab. It will be the same format of multiple choice questions. This time it will be from the new chapters, not entire comprehensive. And there will be open-ended questions, and you will get the open-ended questions ahead of time. So some of the open-ended questions, just like we did before, we will get a review sheet. So you can think about it. We're on a tight schedule here. That's going to be basically a month from now. It'll be on November 18th in person on the exam. Okay, everybody set that up. And then you can, when you have time, you don't have to do it right now, but if you have time, Daniel, you can make the adjustments. The other thing that you need to know is on November 25th, if you have Monday classes, it's online. We're online anyway, so it's not a problem for us. But what is the case is on December 2nd, that will be our last day of class where we will have group presentations. Each group will present in class online, and I will be giving you feedback for your project. Each group will give about a 7-minute presentation overview. After I give you feedback, then you'll go back and correct it and then do a more comprehensive presentation on your own via Zoom in the cloud, and you will upload that. So everybody clear with that? I want to make sure. We had a lot of issues about travel, other kinds of things that you know in advance here, and we had to delay the exam, of course, the first exam because of the hurricane. But in this case, we are doing it. Hopefully we won't have any other issues. It will be on November 18th, that Monday. And if you have anything about that, you can see me afterwards if you have any special issues, anything with that. Okay, so in that case, that's good for us to look at that, right? That once we're doing that. The other thing that I wanted to do is the what's due section. And if I look at the what's due section, it says due Wednesday. This Wednesday is the Tech Guide 3 Cloud Computing. I don't understand this, why this says Chapter 5, Daniel.
I'll fix that.
That was a hard week, I think, Daniel.
It was.
You can see that. Okay, so I just wanted to do that. And then there's the readings for the cloud computing. I don't know. Daniel's going to fix that, of course. Tech Guide 3, not data 3.1 to 3.7. There's some issues there too. It wasn't appearing well. I think we'll have to look at that for a minute, but that'll be offline, Daniel. Adaptive assignments, the same, and Wiley quizzes. I didn't look.
I fixed it.
Okay, so we look at that. That's for Wednesday. What I'd like also, these are interesting notes here. There's something else that I want you to look at, which is on web links. And you can put it also on web links on the J section, Daniel, but also put it in maybe in this assignment people can look through, or for the Monday class, is what we call, this is what I wanted you to add to, along with it, is these two links that they need to read for cloud computing. What is cloud computing from Microsoft Azure, Daniel? And look at this. I'm giving you questions here as what is cloud computing? What are the benefits? What are types of cloud computing? That's CC. Explain public, private, and hybrid. Types of cloud services. And we have infrastructure. We have LAAS, PAAS, and SSS. And then we'll talk about that as a service and what are the uses of cloud computing. And you have here from cloud computing from Azure and from Amazon. So if you can put those two links also in the what's due section for the cloud computing, it would be appreciated. Okay, thank you, Daniel.
Yep, it's done.
Okay, great. And then, of course, for
I'll
the
put J in.
other section as well. Now, this is interesting. Did you get a chance to look at this, Daniel, the Google Notebook LM audio?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've seen recordings of it though.
Yes. So what this is there anyone, and put it in the chat, have seen this Notebook LM audio? This is amazing. And this is, and some of you, I think everybody can use this in their project in a number of ways. One, if you're thinking about your project as a learning tool, maybe helping students study. And what you're going to be doing is evaluating for them ways, Gen AI tools to study. This is called Notebook LM. It's by Google. You need to have just a Google email account. I'm not sure, and everybody can try that out. Now, right, Clark, you have Google email from university. I'm not sure that it will work. You know, it's because it's an enterprise, right? Everybody knows it's an enterprise version. But I know I don't have the enterprise version because the university still has faculty and staff on Outlook. But this is interesting. And what's interesting about this Notebook LM is that it creates a notebook and you can put all your sources. Let's say for studying purposes, you can build a notebook and put it in, and then it will summarize large books, PDFs as well. But what it does do, and it's incredible, Daniel, that you can put in your URL. It will scan your URL and give you a podcast describing your URL. So this is incredible that you can do. So all you have to do is go to Notebook LM, create a new notebook, add at least one source. And what I want, Daniel, is at least everyone in the class, after they get their domain name, they submit their domain name and they for their source, and Google will create a podcast with two people speaking. It's so creepy in a way, but it's so unbelievable that I'm just so surprised. So you have here, you just go to their notebook guide, you get there, they'll give you a summary automatically. It's amazing when you think about how you can study then. Really, the whole education market has to be changing. And then what you'll do then, at this point, you just click on generate and it will create a podcast. So for instance, if I took just this blog, and let me just even show you, if I go into Google Notebook LM, you see that, where the key here is just last month, they always had it as a notebook, and you can even look at some of the how to use LM, but it's basically creating AI podcasts. So what you can do is just go into Notebook, Google. You can try it. So all you need is a Google account. Try it with your UM account. I'm not sure your UM account will work. And maybe it's better that you keep it private, but you can try it. It can be your personal AI research assistant, that's for sure. So you can even, those of you that want to do like education can do that. You try it. I already have my workspace, so I have a number of them, but you just do a new notebook. You just drag in or choose a file. It can do a PDF, a text, markdown. You can even put in an MP3 audio. You can put your website. This is what I want, Daniel, that we'll do in the instructions is everybody will put, at least at the end, they'll put their website in. So they'll have a link which will describe their website as well. And also if they have other materials, you have slides, let's say your presentation slides, all it has to do right now, it accepts then Google Docs and Google Slides. You can submit up to 50 sources into this, and it will do a conversation. So it is just, you know, incredible when you think about what to do. So you can even do it, you can do it on even our chapters. You can do it even on the URLs for Azure that I gave you, or Microsoft, anything you can do. And it creates, when you think about it, it will create then voices. You know, here's the related story, but this is what it comes up with. Listen to the voices.
You're just drowning in information, articles, PDFs, websites, all promising to like unlock the secrets of the universe.
Or at least help you finally finish that research project you've been putting off.
Exactly. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. You know? Man, I love learning.
Look how they're laughing.
That's the time.
This is all AI generated.
Wouldn't it be amazing if there was some kind of like AI that could do the reading for you? And then just like tell
So
you.
this is an
So what's the
audio
exactly what it's
podcast
actually
of
doing?
this Google
Yeah,
Notebook.
It's called Notebook LM, and it's Google's latest AI assistant. And get this, it just got a major upgrade, and it's available worldwide now. We're talking potential game changer here.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Really?
So we're basing this deep dive on a recent article from Google's keyword blog.
Catchy title, by the way.
Right.
Notebook LM goes global with slide support and better ways to fact check.
So everybody can even try it out for Wednesday. Put in any URL, put in anything that you're reading, any PDFs, and it will create a podcast for you. And it creates a podcast of two people, a male and a female, and they're imitating the banter that goes along. They laugh. It doesn't sound like a narrator. You know how you have a computer narrator that sounds so boring? So you're having the banter go through this, and it creates then a summary, a transcript. Right now, it is in one language, in English, but they are going to do, you know, for different languages later. If you go to YouTube, some people are then creating avatar faces, or you could create your own faces. I could see it later on, is then I could have two, just like I did with Call Annie, you could have two of these avatars with me, and I would be the third speaking with it. You know, you could be, Daniel, you could be like the third person on the podcast and interrupt as you go along. It'd be interesting for you guys to see what this has used, or if you just want to even just listen as the summary to it. I also put in our, you know, you took the PowerPoint slides, you convert it to Google Docs, you gave to the last chapter, you know, of the cloud, and it'll talk about, you know, cloud computing or whatever. And you can basically walk around and even hear the audios. And then it gives you a link. So that link you could put on your website as an additional way, or you could put it on your social media, right? When you have social media accounts. So think about it. It's incredible of what they did. Before this Notebook LM was good for summaries and for testing. But what was amazing to me is the audio portion of how they've now say, hey, it sounds like a podcast. And it takes a little long, it takes a couple minutes for it to generate. And then it does from, you know, 5 minutes. And also you can tell it what you want to focus in. So you said, hey, I want to focus more on asking me questions, or more on multiple choice questions or open-ended questions. You can say, hey, I want to limit it to 3 minutes or 5 minutes. You can direct it. It's almost like chat, and it's using Gemini Live 1.5 Pro. And for right now, it's experimental, so it's completely free. So mind-blowing for me. Okay, so try it out. I definitely want to think about it, as Daniel's put it in, as part of our assignments that everybody gave in, and once they finish, or once they're close to finishing with their domain name, they can add that, use it and add it to it, and other people can actually use it as a product to teach other people how do you use this, and do like a review of how do you use this notebook LM. And it's for basically language models. Okay. So that was just me being blown away. The second part, if I go to our content of what's due under assignment instructions, we didn't have time on when we had our exam, but this assignment is a first step toward creating basically our showcase of generative AI tools and how they can improve efficiency in specific sectors. So right here is the PDF. And basically on this final project, part 1 is I need approval for you to go ahead with your project. So basically each group should go into Blackboard, just like we did before, and create a folder under final group projects, and you'll choose a company theme. And what I'd like you to do in choosing your company theme is to do something that you're of interest in. So if you're really interested in music or wealth management or general business consulting or marketing. So for instance, you're marketing, you want to then focus in on evaluating tools that will help marketing companies, or tools to help people do a campaign using social media, content generation apps, ways in which to have pictures. You could be general business consulting, where you want to teach basically businesses how to use Gen AI tools to be more efficient, to get closer to their customers. They can use it for their staff. They can use it for their emails, a number of different ways. Real estate, I just inviting a guy that he's doing basically Gen AI for real estate investors. So you may want to showcase AI tools to assist real estate agents, real estate investors, job seeking, a way in which maybe for students want to do search for jobs. You may want to do for internships, help students be interns. And then you could even invite companies through Zoom, right? You can have Zoom meetings where you say, hey, what we want to do is, for instance, maybe wealth managers, we want to invite them, or finance people, we want to invite them. Mental health, I really think it's good. So instead of just general mental health, because there's a lot of general mental health, it's maybe mental health for students, or mental health even for certain ways for freshmen, or mental health for women, ways in which to work with peer-to-peer, and also which apps can help you reduce stress. It could be in ways for tutoring, ways in which we can do for education. So in the ways for helping us with education, one of the tools could be even Notebook LM. And you could show basically a ways. Chatbots, creation, basically helping businesses use different chatbots, and now voices being, so you could even do comparisons. All the chatbots that are out there, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, there's so many different ones. What are the advantages, pros and cons, and actually showing it. I'm saying that at least here is at least 3 AI tools. What I would do is at least everybody in the group at least pick one tool that they're familiar with, similar to what we did in even the screencasting part, but actually teaching people then how to use it, how to evaluate it. And then what you want to do is create those proposal folders in Blackboard. once you do these proposals in Blackboard, and let me show you what this looks like. For instance, if you go to your audit section of HI in audit under final group projects, you'll see in our regular groups, right? We had our regular groups. You'll set it up just like we had in our regular groups. And I encourage you to just keep your own group. It'll be just easier, right? And in this case, in your final project groups, you'll put in, just like we did before, names, phone numbers. And then you'll have the first stage is your proposal. Under your proposal, then you'll submit 2 proposals to me, basically 2 ideas. You say, hey, maybe we'll do mental health. Maybe we'll do mental health for university students, or maybe we'll do basically ways to study or tutoring for university students. I'd like you to do something that is real, that you can do. Not pie in the sky kind of thing, but rather what you as students can contribute to businesses. And it can be a lot, especially since Gen AI is so new that most business persons don't know really what to do. A lot of them have been familiar with, typing in a couple of prompts. So in this case, this was basically the name, give it a name. It was Intella AN Corp. What's its mission? What type of choice of tools do you want? In this case, your choice of AI tools can be just the beginning, because later on when you do your project, you'll find more tools to do. And here it is using ChatGPT for creating customer service bots, the target use case, small to medium size, and then I'll approve. Once this is done, then the next step is, we'll be doing a number of them, but the next step is I have an academic partnership with Wix. So if you go to Wix.com, they are having a special academic relationship with me, and I extend that to our classes. And what does it mean, extended partnership? In general, Wix gives you a free domain, it gives you a free website, but it has with it Wix and the advertising of Wix. What I want your project to be is professional. The way that it can be professional is to get a domain name. But what I like to do for my classes is I don't want you to spend extra money. So what we are going to have, and I'll give you a code when you're ready, is we're going to get the business plan for my classes. Since I have a special academic partnership, as a matter of fact, this Thursday I'm going to be at I'm a speaker at their summit, Wix Summit for education, and I'll be describing how we use it in how I use it in my classes. But here is what we'll be getting, each of the groups then will get 100 gig of storage space. We'll be able to work 10 collaborators at a time. We'll be able to use their standard marketing suite. So we'll be going over SEO. We'll be able to use their site analytics. If you wanted to, we can accept payments or standard e-commerce. In the beginning, what I suggest we're doing, since people don't know us as consultants or as services, I don't think it's fair to charge. But maybe in this case, you'll be giving it free in the beginning, and then later on you can say for special one-on-one consultations, then you'll be charging. But I'd like you first to give a service so people know you. It's an idea of trust. Why should I pay someone when I don't know how they can help me. But once I see that I got my foot in the door already and you're so helpful, then you can do one-on-one, you can do webinars, you can do a number of different things that you can. So here you can accept payments. You'll be able to even do Zoom consultations. We'll be doing that as well. So we're going to get this. Plus, what's nice is we're going to get a free domain for a year. What I've had in the past semesters, if you get a good domain name, I've had even my students have sold their domain name, because you have it for a year, you can sell that domain name. And I had one student, this was a while back, he sold it for 17,000 plus. He sold it to another company that they really liked the domain name, and they even gave him some shares in the company. But this is not a guarantee, but at least we have this free domain for a year. So once I give you the approval for your site, then you'll start basically creating the website. And one of the nice thing is there's even AI developed into Wix, so it can start even writing your scripts and so forth. And we'll talk on Wednesday about that. So at least what I'd like, going back, is at this point in the final group projects is first have everyone put in their group. Later on, if there needs to be changes in the group and somebody said, oh, I may change to another group or something, maybe right now have each group put in, starting from 1 through, what do we have, 9 or 10 groups, put that in. So we have that, and then start discussing what you would like for your group projects. So let me stop sharing for a minute. So that's where we're going. So once we create then the website with the theme of Gen AI, what I want each of your groups to do is explore what's available for Gen AI in a certain area. And basically, since we're in the business school, in some business activity, whether it's marketing, and have a sense for you. So it could be in recruiting, it could be in internships, it could be in a way helping people with wealth management, any ways that you could do general businesses on how they can do it. And you'll be not only familiar, but you will have expertise by going through these on a number of Gen AI tools that you can take in. And what I like about it, Dalton, is you can take it with you. That grade, nobody's really, I'm being honest with you, some of you really know me better than others, is nobody cares, Clark, if you got 89 or 94 in your test. What they're going to be considering is, what can you do for me, right? When I'm hiring you, right? I don't want to see, and even those that don't even graduate, right? If you can really be useful and be even on your own. Some people have even taken this on their own. I have other students that have done it where they applied for medical school and they showed, hey, I'm so different than others. You can even take that with you. So you can take basically your services. You have a domain name that is realistic. It doesn't, I don't want anything to say BTE210. It should be professional. But you'll have your team displayed that you are university students. You're not going to be pretending you're something else, but you will be that this is an actual consulting practice for all of you that you want to do, focusing in on Gen AI tools. And then you can do the research and see what's available. Notice that audio, that podcast, Daniel, was just released less than a month ago, from Google. So every time everybody, and you think if there's such a virus on that, basically everybody's so keen on that, you can imagine everybody else keeping up with that. It's really impossible for anybody. There's nothing has ever been, and I've been in the beginning of really this whole internet evolution. And besides that internet, after this is really the biggest thing coming up. Whether there's disadvantages to it, right? People don't like it, or if they do, but I tell you, everybody's going to use it. You know, our new dean is basically gung ho on it. He's, you know, which I'm really pleased about, that AI everywhere for everyone. And it's going to take time. It's like in the infancy. So that is the greatest opportunity for us, because it's not like people are coming with that legacy that say, oh, I know this. What can you teach me? You're 20 years old. I have, 20 years of accounting experience or finance. Here's kind of like that niche where you can give people on it. So questions. I'm open. Daniel, do you have any comments?
Nope. Hopefully the dean gives us access to some cool tools or something like
Right.
that.
If not, we'll get them. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not relying on anybody to give us any cool tools, right, Daniel? We got to do it on our own, right? Whether he does or not, by the time he does, something else is going to be in it. So, and we'll see that. One of the things Daniel and I basically said, since Wix is coming, Wix will be coming to class to give us like an overview of how to do their domain names, how basically to upload, how to do the link into basically. They also have an API to Zoom. Since we know Zoom already, why not have our way in which we can, you even can give meetings, certain meetings covering a lot of this. Then you could get sponsors. Who wouldn't want to sponsor this? If I'm in, you could even do something legal, Clark, right? What are the legal tools, right? Then I can get there's a number of software programs out there that could be ways. A number of law firms could be sponsors, right? Ways that now we're doing, even ways in which any of your majors you're thinking about. You want to go into finance? I do that. And then when you go and interview, you show this. Everybody, what does it matter? Everybody gets, if you notice, oh, I got a 3.5 average or a 3.8 average or a 3.0 average. You're just like everybody else running the mill. But what can you do for me that's different? Hey, I bet you don't know a lot of these, AI tools that can really make it a lot for pleadings or just even for editing purposes, right? It's exciting. So what I want you to do now, let's do this. Let's do breakout rooms. Everybody get in the breakout rooms. How many do we have, Daniel?
There would be 9.
9. I'm going to do 9 breakout rooms. Daniel and I will go to each of these, at least set up your group with your group number. I'm going to let participants choose their room. And then, at least at the end, then if you can, create it today. Start thinking about it, create it today. And you know what? You can even use a ChatGPT or Gemini or something else to even help you. What are my areas? And even ask for help in what apps are available. So let me create them now. I'm going to open them. I'm going to go through all of them at least, and then I'm going to come back after we do this for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then I want to come back. We'll take attendance. We'll go through make sure that everything is correct. And on Wednesday, I'll make the approvals. Because you understand, because once I do the approvals, then we can get started. We're going to be really working. If you don't want to work, I suggest you drop the class. At the end, it was, oh, yeah, oh, no. This I'm serious about. And it's serious for you guys, too, and it's not fair for your others. So if you don't want to do it. So I'm going to open up all the rooms. You get in. I'll start going through I'll start from the top. Daniel, you'll start from the end, and we'll just meet with you. Make sure that your folders are done and start talking about what do you want, which areas you want to do, and then we can tweak it for Wednesday. So I'm going to open up all the rooms. Any questions? My moderators, anything that I need to know? Red? I'm okay? I'm gonna open up all the rooms, okay? So I'm opening up the rooms. Join a room. And I'll go to them. Anything else, Daniel, that I need to know about?
No, I mean, maybe make an announcement, because there were some people that submitted the assignment like today, the back testing and all that.
Yeah,
If they could email if they've done it or not.
okay, so you can put that in the chat, I guess. Or when we come back, you can announce it, okay, Daniel, what you
Yeah.
need.
It's just if they don't email, I don't know to check.
Okay, right. A couple of people had issues with connecting. That they sent me an email and I told them they needed to connect. Why do I get zeros?
Yeah.
When you don't know, you don't know. When you know it, it's easy, right? You get zeros. It's just like finding the
Exactly.
pattern. It's like training the computer when the computer should be telling you, right? If it were trained properly, it should come back and say, you're not connected. Which connection do you want?
Yeah.
Right? It should be which connection you want. That's the problem. They're not intelligent still, that software, right? But it should say, hey, you're getting zeros. That's an easy one, right? For
Yeah.
us, it's easy. So it should be that should be an easy one for the computer to know as well. Okay, so what do we got? We got some people here. Emilio, you're joining a group. What's going on?
I was planning on being with the group that I originally did the other project with, but
Yes.
I was kind of having trouble looking for the breakout room.
Which group
Yeah,
is
same
that?
here. I can't find the breakout
I'll
room.
move you guys. What group?
I believe that was group 4.
Group 4. Okay.
And I'm 5.
Thank you.
And Nikita's 5. Let's stay here till we get
Okay.
everybody in. Did you get in, Nikita? Good. And Rhett, did you get in? Or is he frozen?
It says he's moving to. There you
Okay,
go.
all right. And Michael?
Michael.
Is he there? Sometimes
Doesn't
people
seem
log
so.
in and
He's in group 1 though. I'll move him.
Michael, are you in a group?
Yeah,
Did
group
you put
1.
yourself?
There you go,
Okay.
buddy.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right. I'll join.
Why don't you
What is it?
start with group 1? I'll go to the bottom then.
Okay. Switch
Okay.
it up.
Switch it up and I'll join
Sure.
them and I'll see what it is.
I
So
haven't found
Red,
I haven't found where my group is. All right, I got it. Room 8. All right.
okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you start with 1, I'll start with 9. We'll do
Sure.
it like in at least we can have them work it out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We've been there before.
I think you're on mute, Professor.
Luke, why aren't you in a group?
Because I was confused because I previously coordinated with my original group and now I don't
They
see
don't, you don't want to be with them?
no, I do
what
want to be with them. I do want to be with them. I just don't see any of them in the meeting, so that's why I'm
What, have you looked at the groups? What group were,
yeah.
who was in it? Look down there. I see Luke was not joined group 7,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's not the people in my group though.
Okay, so join them right now. Who else are there? You know what I mean? I don't see anyone else. So you got to
Okay.
join a group. You know what I mean? You can't
How
do
many people per group?
3 or 4.
Okay.
More than 4 is not too much. So I just see a number of them, right? Group
But
3.
would it be okay if I did a group with somebody that they're not in class today, but I've been texting them?
Yeah, but we have to do it now. So we can't do, we got 9 groups here. So they can
Okay.
join you. You know what I mean? They have to be, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
I'll join.
let's do one at
All
least.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Join
Sounds
now, and then
okay.
later on you can worry about it. But you need to do something. Later on, this is going to be due in another couple of weeks, and you're still looking for your group.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'll join right now.
Okay. Where are you joining?
To group 7.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Well, I'll go to 6 and then you join.
Okay.
Join 7 and I'll come back to see you.
I believe every group has a folder and they have all started. Oh, you're muted, Professor.
How did you know that was the next question I was going to ask you?
Well, we've done this a couple
Yeah,
times.
yeah, we're on that same moment, right? From
Yeah.
teaching assistant and from student to teaching assistant in training to teaching assistant, you've gotten the pattern already. What you're my bot. You know what to ask. You know what my
There's
next.
no need for AI.
No, I have it. All I need to do is clone you, right?
Oh God.
Now I need a personalized Daniel. That's all.
Oh,
That
man.
will answer my
ChatGPT.
questions. Right,
It's taking my job.
right. It's good. Then you can go. You can do other stuff.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. That you don't have to be telling me. You don't have to be looking. Right. The next step is to look. Does everybody have the right folder? Does everybody have their phone number? Does everybody have their name?
Yeah, it would be nice if that was on
Yeah,
there.
right. All that. What I'm trying to tell everybody is a lot of there's a lot of negative talk about this Gen AI, but all that tedious stuff that we're doing, let's have our time do more creative stuff, Daniel, right? Than you having to check, and then I have to say 3 times, oh, did you put in your name? Is it, is it group 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, or whatever? Okay, so I think do we have everybody back?
Seems so.
Okay. Okay. So what was your impression, Daniel? I saw the bottom up and you saw the top down. What are your impressions? What's going on?
Well, it seems everyone made the folder. They've gotten started thinking about ideas, and it's due Wednesday.
Okay, it's due Wednesday. What I'm saying, what I told everybody's groups is it should be done now, not on Wednesday, because people were doing it. And the way that I tell people is think about what is your major and what do you guys want to do. I've already gone in. There's a couple groups doing real estate. That is fine. You can think about real estate for investors, real estate for brokers. I talked about one group which is great, thinking about hiring, thinking about resumes. So I'm saying, don't even just do resumes. Think about helping people. What do I want to do? I send out a resume and then hopefully somebody will call me for what? An interview. So isn't that great? Let the chat bots help us with our interviews. There's tons of them helping, right? That they will give you feedback on how you do the interview, help you practice. Then you can do it for the students looking for jobs, and then also companies looking for students, and also recruiters. Could be one of a job of what do recruiters need? How can they help? Wealth management was another one. Other people that want to do wealth management. I have so many finance people. Do on wealth management, but do wealth management not on a particular software, but rather generate that could help wealth managers help their clients, create chatbots, voice chatbots for their clients, for their people, setting up different ways. I think it's fabulous. I'm excited. So what I want is in the beginning of the class already on Wednesday, hopefully even do it even at that point that on Wednesday before class, I can already do the approval and say, hey, go for this. I may say 1 is better than 2. And what I suggest you do is put it in the order. Once you put it in, then switch it, saying this is my number 1, this is my number 2 aspect to it. So we can choose what we want to do, because right then you want to basically, even if you say, hey, I'm going to use these programs later on, you may want to add different ones because, in the following week, there'll be something more exciting. And then you can actually say, hey, we're going to add more. But everybody in the group should be familiar and know certain programs really well. And then you can do social media with it. We'll go over that Wednesday, right, Daniel, about we'll do social media. So a lot of the things that you can market your systems, you'll do a team page where you have your team set up. But the main thing is, what can I bring? And then nobody can take that away from you. That's what I always say. Okay, so let me share the screen. Think it was useful to do, Daniel, the breakout rooms, you know, to get
I agree.
everybody up and running. So now
Yeah.
it's really from now to Wednesday, most of you should basically start doing your research, figuring out what are your softwares that, you know, your Gen AI apps that you want to focus, and then later on you'll add additional ones. But we'll start. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do my attendance, right? This is final projects. This is in HI, and then you made those additions to my J class, all those additions, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to go attendance. Loading course enrollments. Start check-in. 9217. Okay. So everyone, I'm excited to see what you guys plan. We'll spend at least, in this case, Amanda, every week we'll be looking at what everybody's doing. So once a week, rather than waiting to the end and say, oh, Amanda, you should have done this. Every week, you will be kind of doing a mini presentation of how far we went. What are we doing? I have questions on this. And that's the fun because it's a development process. Okay? And maybe I'll be investors into some of your companies, right? That's what I did another semester, is I had basically investors come in and look at the final presentation. Maybe I'll do that. I have one group that's what they do, is they look for the very early stages. When people have it in the very early stages, they'd love to invest. So I may invite them. That's a good idea. Let's see if he did some in accounting. He did some others. Okay, perfect. All right. So everybody set? Everybody got it? Clark, did you get it? 9217.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Keep up the good attitude and work. Okay.
Hello, Professor. I wanted to let you know.
So let me just
heard.
hold on. Let me just stop sharing.
Oh, sorry.
Here.
This is Dominic. Yeah,
Yeah, hold on.
You and Daniel know. Oh, sorry. Yep.
Okay, so what do you? Let me stop.
Just that I submitted